We've, up to this point, the first 45 minutes or so, we've really identified what is mentoring. Our intentions were to kind of express what mentoring is, lay some of the foundation of some of the basic presuppositions of the way we need to view ourselves and to view church and to view our membership in Christ's body. So we've provided some of that larger understanding, and now we want to kind of get into more skills. And I've just pulled this up. I just loved your responses. Not knowing what to talk about is a fear, an inhibitor, right? Okay, now I've got this relationship, and now what do I say? Okay, is a fear out there. Lack of experience is keeping us from moving forward. How about the wrong approach? All right, what if I don't know how to start, okay? So I'm picking up on some of these, and we hopefully in this section here on skills, we're going to maybe provide a bit of technique for that, okay? A bit of technique for that. So the mentor's role, and these are what we're going to step through in the next hour or so. And the first one we're going to talk about is establishing and building that relationship. That happens first. We establish, we step out, we engage somebody with a relationship. We'll talk about establishing goals and commitment level. This concept that you're saying, I don't know if I've got time. Time is a huge issue. We'll talk through some of that in a bit. A little bit of the assessment piece of, well, I need to somehow assess what this person's needs are and how I can meet those needs. Spiritual well-being. How do I encourage change? Sometimes we need to encourage change in one another. What does that look like? I need to evaluate the progress of my mentee. How are they doing? How are they coming along? And then supporting them in those things, all right? Kind of in a nutshell defines what the mentor's role is. I'd like to zero in now on establishing and building a relationship with a few skills. Who should I have a relationship with? You know, there are some lenses to think through as you think about who you might engage. Look for isolation, okay? Look for isolation. Who seems to be isolated? They do not have current supports? You know, sometimes in our apostolic church, it's so wonderful the family heritages we have, but the Achilles heel of that is that there are some folks that don't have that family heritage. They don't have that family that they're going to every Sunday evening. And those sometimes are folks that get lost in the shuffle, right? Because I always go to mom's house every Sunday evening, right? That's all what we do. And we have that, and it's wonderful. But this is a lens that we think through as we think about others who have needs. Do they have a known need? Sometimes the need is very obvious and open. Maybe it's something well known in public, okay? And we think about that need, and we think about our struggles and if they match up. Do you see untapped potential? I love this one. You know, you don't have to train a very astute businessman, CEO, to seek out potential in upcoming individuals in whom they might groom. They're trained to think like that. And they see somebody, and then they start grooming that person for use in their business. Thinking about untapped potential. Do you see spiritual gifts among each other? Do you see a person who has a gift for leadership and a gift for teaching and a gift for children and a gift for such and such? And when you see those gifts, those are areas that you can think about. Express your willingness to God and ask Him for the connection. Certainly God knows. And so this is appealing to a prayer. God, help me know who I should be reaching out to and making connections with. How do I start? Getting to know one another, and this is where I want to go, asking testimonies and thinking in the ways of just practicality of doing life here. And so what I want to do now is draw your attention to the booklet on your table. It looks like this. We spend our years as a tale that is told. If you would pull that out for me a second, I'm going to illustrate a nice way to start a relationship. First is this. Who doesn't like a good story? Is there anybody who doesn't like a story? I'm not sure anybody doesn't like a good story, okay? And the concept is this. Being able to tell a story, and in particular tell your story, is important. And allow me to give an example of a biblical character that I feel was given the gift to tell a story, and God anointed him to do so. And I would say Moses is that person. Moses was charged to chronicle the history of the Israelite people. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. While they were wandering in the wilderness, God redeemed that 40 years, and Moses was telling the story. Now, remember how important it was for Moses to tell the story. If that story was not told orally, in a way that people could understand it and could relay it, the history would die out. Okay? And you can think how important in the past, in particular, stories are. And so what this booklet does is it draws attention that we each have a story, and that story has been written by God upon your heart, and now it's time to chronicle that story and be open and to share that story. Some of you shared on your fears, vulnerability. Okay? So let this be a little bit of a guide on how you might share your story. Now, if you open this up, you see there a little bit of what I've already said there. Long have human relationships been introduced, furthered, and maintained through telling of stories. Okay, they've been done that. And this is a little bit of a guide to help you write kind of the story of yourself in a way that's unique, it's personal. I've got a few bullet points there. Capture thoughts and emotions, capture important people and places in your life, and try to capture those things. It's not going to be replete. It's only 4 or 5 pages long. You can't give every detail, but those high points on what it would be like if you were to go through your story. Now, to give you help with that, turn to the next page and you see every tale starts someplace. And so the prompts that you have here are who were instrumental character in your early life? Go back to your birthplace. Where were you born? Think about your childhood. Who were important people in that childhood? What were important places in that childhood? Was it a farm? Was it a city? Was it a hard economic time? Was it with or without a parent? Was it in certain situations? Was there war going on? What was going on? Where did your beginning take place? And what places have impacted your life? Those are some prompts that help you spell out what that start of your life looks like. On the second page, every tale has a conflict. Every tale has a conflict. What were painful experiences and circumstances in your life? We all have those painful circumstances. What was it that was difficult for you? What disappointments have you encountered? What regrets do you have? And I realize this gets personal, right? And that is for you to work out on just how replete you would be with telling this story. But at least this will help you reflect on your own personal life. If you turn to the next page, every tale has hope. Every good story has hope after conflict. Who have been your heroes? What motivates you to get up each day? What causes are you fighting for? We all have different passions. We all have different things that causes, things that we pour donations to. What are those things for you? And then forward, every tale looks forward. What legacies do you wish to leave? What dreams do you have for the future? What do you wish to accomplish before your tale ends? Now, here's what we do with this. I would invite, and I'm going to in a moment give about 5 to 10 minutes, and I'm going to allow you to work out just the first page of the 4. So only what your starts with. I want you to think about your early life. I want you to think about this. And I want you, I'm going to give you some time here, 5 to 10 minutes, to put some thought into that. We don't have time to finish the booklet. That would be done on your own time. But let me tell you how you would use this. This would be a wonderful artifact to begin a relationship with, okay? It would be appropriate to share your story with another person or another person share their story with you. It's a wonderful way to get to know a person, as some of you had put up there, deeper than the superficial, okay? Deeper than the superficial. So at this time, I'm going to stop gabbing up here, and I'm going to allow some quiet time, and I would like you to consider this first page. Where were you born? Who were the important people in your life? Where did your life start? What was that place like? What were the events that shaped you in your early life?